review. Today we will be reviewing 3 movies: Fantasia, Fantasia 2000, and The Witches. I will let my daughter start off.
So, Fantasia. I thought it was a very good movie, as many people do. And if you haven't seen it, where have you been? You need to watch this movie. I mean, I know a lot of people have seen it, so I hope you have. I thought it was a pretty good movie. For little kids, even though it is could be considered more of a kids movie, being that it's animated, though in my opinion it's a movie for everyone. I think that little kids probably wouldn't be too interested in it, to be honest. At least little kids as of now. Because a lot of kids are used to actually hearing dialogue between the characters and having more to it, so I feel like just the music and the animation might not really appeal to younger kids now. Little kids, 4 and so. But I'd say if your kid's more around the ages of probably 6 and up, they'd probably like it. Or even as an adult, I'm sure you would like it. Anyways, I'll let my mom tell you her opinion.
Well, Fantasia is kind of a favorite of mine. I remember watching it when I was younger, when I was a little thing. Anyways, it is an animated movie. It is not a typical animation movie in that you do not have dialogue like you would normally. The movie is, if you don't know, has a lot to do with classical music, and so if you don't like classical music, you're not going to like this. If you have young ones that have been listening to classical music when they go to sleep, then they probably would, you and or your child or both would probably enjoy this. I will say that it's really interesting how they use the music and integrate it into the story, even though, again, the characters don't talk. It's still interesting to me. No, I don't think that if your child does not know or has never been around classical music, would they really like it. They probably wouldn't get a kick out of it. However, if they have listened to classical music, they probably would like the movie. There's not much more that I can say. It is 2 hours? Mm-hmm. So it's a rather longish movie. So keep that in mind. It is on Disney Plus. So if you are able to, give it a shot and see what you think. And I really don't have much more to say. So the next movie we will review is Fantasia 2000, and I'll let my daughter tell you what she thought about that.
So Fantasia 2000 is pretty much like Fantasia. The only difference is animation style and of course different songs. So it's probably going to be the same basic thing for little kids in my opinion. I will say it's a little shorter than the first one. It's about an hour and a half. So your kids might be more likely to watch it and be able to sit through it. As with Fantasia, they may not for how long it is. But it's pretty good. I'd say if I had to pick, I liked Fantasia more, the first one. I don't know why, I just did. I felt like there was more, I don't know, more to it, I guess. Though I will say I loved the different, announcers for each song and for each part, better than the original Fantasia, because the original Fantasia had the same person doing it each time, and they were kind of monotone. However, in the second one, they had, actors and actresses who were well known, um, who were introducing the different bits. So I think that extra is it really helped Fantasia 2000 be more appealing because it was like, oh yeah, I recognize that person from said movie that I really enjoyed, and so it made it enjoyable in that sense. But I don't know. There was just something about it that to me wasn't quite as good as the first one. But I'll let my mom tell you what she thought.
I agree with my daughter as far as Fantasia not being as good as the original. I mean, Fantasia 2000 not being as good as the original. Excuse me. It is good, but it's lacking something. It's not. I guess maybe it's like sometimes when you have the first of something, it's new, it's exciting, it's interesting, and then when you have a second of something, it's kind of misses the mark. And not that this wasn't good, it just didn't quite hit it. And I was a little worried about that might be the case, and unfortunately, to me, it was, and obviously to my daughter, it was. It's still good. The animation is probably better than the original animation, but there's just something that was just amiss. It is still good. It is still long. For a little one, I would say again, if you have a little one that has not been around classical music, they probably would be really bored. If you've not been around classical music, you will be very bored. It does have familiar classical music songs that we've all heard, and that familiarity kind of oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that song. But other than that, I think that it's not as long as the original, which is good. If you have little ones, they may not want to sit still very long. I will say the animation is better, so they might sit still. So you could give it a shot and see. Again, this is another movie that is available on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, you might give it a shot and see what you think. There's really not a lot more I can say about the movie. Just give it a shot and see what you think, and you may completely agree or disagree with what we have to say. And our last movie that we have to review is called The Witches. And I'll let my daughter start off.
Well, I must add it's the original Witches, because there is a newer remake. However,
I did not know that.
yes, but it is really cute. I will say there is a scene that might scare little kids, in which the boy is turned into a mouse, because it's could be considered scary to a younger kid, like a 4-year-old or so. But I mean, if your kid's 8 or so, they should be perfectly fine. Then again, you never know, depends on your kid. But other than that, it's a really good family movie. It's silly. It's got a pretty good storyline to it. There's a few sad bits in the beginning. But other than that, it's really good. You might have some questions from your kid in the beginning about the sad parts, like what happened. Because it's not outrightly explained, but it's hinting towards. So, if you're worried, you might watch the beginning first and see, and then have your kid watch it if it's not a topic you want to be brought up by your kid. Because I'll just tell you what the beginning is. It's the child's parents end up it's hinted that they pass away in a car accident, and he goes to live with his grandma. So if you don't feel comfortable having your little kid watch something that hints around at that, you're too worried they might question it, and you might have to explain it to them, and it's not something that you feel they're old enough to have explained, then you might either skip past that bit or have a conversation before or something, whatever you feel that you need to do. I just want to let you guys know that in case you have younger viewers, younger kids that want to see it. But I think it's a movie that adults and kids alike can enjoy. So with that, I'll let my mom tell you what she thinks.
The Witches is a very cute movie. It's older. It has Angelica Houston plays one of the witches, and if you like Angelica Houston, you'll like this movie. I mean, it's a family movie. It's PG, I believe. It's was it on Disney?
I think so, but I don't know for sure.
Well, I won't. Don't quote us on that one, but it is very cute. It is. Yeah, there are some spots that if you have some real littles that watch this, you might get scared. You know, but all in all, I think really it's a movie that everybody could like, young or old. It has a good message, a good storyline, and we've seen it before a couple of times, I think.
Yes.
And then we saw it for our review. So it is a really good movie. It's a movie that you can watch with your family. You can watch, if you're young at heart and you want to watch something that's, not riddled with language or sex scenes or anything like that. This is right up that alley. It's very cute. And all the children basically they turn into mice, and I won't give you too much away, but it is cute. I would recommend that if you haven't seen it, that you see it. I believe it's on Disney Plus. I'm not for certain. Anyway, I would recommend it, and really don't know what else I can say. Do you have anything else to add?
Not about the movie, but I would like to give a shout out to Marion, also known here on YouTube as Life Unboxed. Thank you for joining our Patreon.